Well, first of all, we're reviewing the decision. It is an interlocutory, which means an interim decision. It's not a final decision of the court. Secondly, I'll remind you, this was an act written by the previous NDP government. We're going to take a look at it. If we need to make amendments to address the concerns raised by the court, we will do so. We, as a government, will do everything that we can within the law to protect the value of our natural resources. Having said all of that, British Columbia has lost on its threats to impede Alberta Energy. The BC Appeal Court ruled unanimously that their threat to do so was unconstitutional. So we believe that essentially the threats that provoked the adoption of Bill 12 have largely disappeared as a result of other court decisions. The BC government has continued to issue permits related to the Trans Mountain expansion. Our attitude will be to trust them but verify that they continue doing so. And at the end of the day, we'll do what we can within the law to protect the value of our resources. So I assume that former Premier Notley got advice that this was compliant with the Constitution. Otherwise, she would, no premier can introduce legislation against the advice of their top legal officials about its constitutionality. So I'm sure that Premier Notley was confident of the constitutionality of this. Having said that, we will study the decision. It is just an interim decision, and if we think amendments are necessary to comply with the court's view, then we will make those amendments. We think there may be ways to effectively narrow the scope of the bill in a way that would be compliant with the legal concerns that have been raised. We were simply doing what the NDP, the legislature voted unanimously in favor of this bill. The government did it on the basis of legal advice it received. It was a real effort on our part to demonstrate our willingness to defend the value of our resources. Since then, facts have changed. The BC government has lost twice now at court on its threats to impede the flow of our energy. And if there are technical issues here that we need to address through amendments, we'll do so.